Guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very exciting video that I have been dying to film, and it is all about the brand new Natasha Denona Diamond and Blush palettes. I've never touched these and I am ready to just tear into them, so let's get right into it. Natasha Denona released these palettes in two different color families. The outside packaging looks the exact same for both of them, but this one is in 02 Citrus and this one is in 01 Darya. So the packaging is a little bit chunkier, I want to say. It's plastic and it has a magnetic closure. You get a phenomenally large mirror here, and then inside you have 6 different products. So the top row is cream powder and the bottom row is all powder. The point was to create a palette with different textures so that you could get different finishes and really play around with different looks. They've created this plastic flap that just closes shut to protect the powders and creams from mixing, and that's why it generally looks a little bit thicker from the outside packaging. 01 Darya is definitely a little bit cooler and a little bit lighter than 02 Citrus. So this peachy pinky coral shade is the blush shade. The highlighters are kind of a goldy champagne shade, and then this glow shade is actually a duochrome in both palettes. So this glow shade in the Darya palette is a really blue-based pink with gold running through it. And then 02 Citrus is the exact same setup. Overall, you can tell immediately that Citrus is definitely warmer. So the highlight shades are definitely deeper, a little bit more topazy, true gold, and then your blush shade has less pink and it definitely has more of that, I guess, citrus feel. And then the glow shade looks like a super bright lemon yellow. This palette is free of talc, UV filters, D5, and oil, and it is also cruelty free. I actually watched Natasha Denona's Instagram stories where she did a full demo of both the palettes and how she kind of prefers to apply them. There are no set rules, she makes that very clear, but I have watched that Instagram stories like at least 5 or 6 times now, and I actually have notes because I wanted to apply them the exact same way she did to really see if I could achieve the finish that you see in all of her beautiful Instagram photos. To apply the creams, I'm going to use a damp beauty blender. She says in her Insta stories you can use your fingers to apply it or a sponge, but I just noticed that she was using primarily a sponge for the cream products, so I'm going to take her lead on that one. And then brushes for the powders. And it has diamond, blush, and glow on the plastic label, but then on the sides of each rectangular insert, they have the name of it. So this is the cream blush, then you're going to top the cream blush with the powder blush, and everything is a really light dusting, so everything's in light buildable layers. Then you're going to go in with the glow cream base. Once the glow cream base is on, you're going to go in with the glow extreme, which is essentially her original glow formula powders, and then you're going to go in with the diamond powder on top, and you're going to finish everything off with the duo glow powder. I am going to also do what she did and apply Darya on the right side, Citrus on the left side, and see how they both look on my skin tone. I want to see also how they work together. Since I have both palettes, it would be cool to be able to use them together. So, cream blush, here we go. That is so pigmented, but so pretty. I'm gonna do a really intense blush obviously today just so you guys can see a full range of all the colors. So I am gonna almost use it in the areas that I would contour and bronze and blush. So far this is blending out really easily. I'm gonna build up the color a little bit more right here. Now we are gonna switch over to citrus cream on the other side. I'm just turning my beauty blender over a little bit. So this is definitely more of that coral, kind of a warmer coral with more orange tones to it. I feel like citrus is definitely more subtle on my skin tone. So these are the 2 creams so far. We have citrus and then we have Darya. So now I'm gonna go back into Darya and I'm gonna grab the powder blush onto a little stippling brush situation and just dust. Now usually I set my foundation with powder all over my face, but because I knew that I was gonna work with cream products, I only set my face with powder in my T-zone and underneath my eyes. So this is primarily all just going on unpowdered foundation. There's a little bit of like a patch of color missing, I feel. I don't know if it's picking up on camera. I'm just gonna try to kind of even that discoloration that I'm seeing out. Then I'm gonna go back in and set that with the powder. The powder in conjunction with the cream so far gives the skin such a pretty glow already. So now we are back into citrus and we're taking the blush shade and we are just going to dust. The powder brushing it on top of the cream is creating a lot of unevenness. That's fine though, because that's why we're trying these things out. And then rather than dusting, I'm going to pat and then dust and see if maybe the technique will help make a difference. Now we go into the glow cream base, which is the cream highlighter. So I'm just taking a little bit of the one from Darya and I'm trying to like warm it up to see if maybe that will help. And then I'm placing it onto the high points of my face. That glow layered so beautifully right on top of the powders and it just lit up and like lifted everything on my face. The Citrus Glow Cream base is more of like a topaz-y gold. So we're just gonna again flip the beauty blender. I'm just kind of going to town and tapping in the edge. I'm patting off and pressing off any excess into my skin and then going back in again and then just pressing that. It's a lot more subtle than the Darya palette. It just melts right into the color of the blush, which I actually really think is a beautiful effect. Because it's deeper, I can bring it down onto the apples of my cheeks and it almost gives my skin like a bronzy glow. Forget the shape of my blush and the fact that it makes my cheeks look like I have stuffed acorns into them. They look so beautiful. Okay, now we're gonna go into the Glow Extreme powder. I'm just gonna go ahead, this is Darya, and just placing it right on top. I was nervous that it was gonna look super ashy, but like I look lit up. So citrus side, we're gonna take the Glow Extreme. I'm a little nervous that this is gonna be too dark. I guess it's not. This is really interesting. It's a bronze shade, which usually I don't use bronze shades on my cheeks. And if I lift my head, you can kind of see it look like there's some darkness here, which this side doesn't really have, but it looks real pretty. I probably would put this on as a base and then put a little bit of a lighter highlighter right here where I'm noticing that if I turn my head, that's kind of where the darkness is hitting. Now we're gonna go onto the diamond powders, which I'm so excited to try. And I have a little stippling brush. She uses her brush line, so she has like a shimmer brush, which I do not have. So this is what we're gonna do. Darya, this is the diamond powder. We're just getting in there. Oh, honey, I'm here for all of it. Wow. Wow. What's cool about the diamond is that it's really like a glitter top coat. Like this almost looks like the Urban Decay Moondust eyeshadows. It's just grabbing on. It's not actually like flying all over my face. Okay, and now I'm going in to the diamond powder in citrus. Because it's just pure glitter, you can put it on like the whole cheek area if you want. It doesn't need to just be the highlighter because it just is like a topper. So whatever blush you're wearing, it doesn't necessarily cover the blush. It just kind of adds a serious sheen. So far, I can't really tell it emphasizing texture. And in the camera, all I see is shine and just slathered glow, which I don't know what that sound was. That was supposed to be slathering glow. I don't ask questions anymore. So now I'm using another stippling brush and I'm going into the Duo Glow powder. This is the last step. And I am going to just dust this all over the cheek. That is so pretty. Oh my god, I did not expect that. The Duo Glow adds gold, so it adds some warmth, which for my skin tone is great, and it adds some pink back in too. I have achieved the Natasha Denona Insta Stories. It doesn't look as perfect as hers, but like when the model does this, you can see that sheen, and I have achieved it. I'd like to thank my parents. I'd like to thank everyone who supported me. I'd really like to thank Natasha Denona and Sephora for giving me this opportunity. So when I turn at certain angles, it looks a lot more pink and you get that flash of color. And then when I turn here, it's a lot more of a subtle pink, but you get this super multi-dimensional glow. So citrus we have here. We're going into this Duo Glow shade, which looks super lemony yellow. And we're just going to dust that. It doesn't look lemony yellow. The Citrus Duo Glow doesn't have that base color of like a pink or a peach to kind of ground the cheek color. So where the Darya Duo Glow side really helped bring back color into my face, the citrus side did not necessarily do the same thing. It added warmth because it has that yellow shift to it. It's definitely not showing up yellow green. It's just a really pretty yellow gold, like wet looking topper, but you can barely tell at certain angles that there's a peach color sitting underneath there. I want to see how I can layer them together. This is super pink though, so let's add some of the Darya blush onto this side to kind of bring back some color. I'm basically gonna build the citrus side back up to the intensity that Darya maintains. We are going to now go into the glow, the Duo Glow from Darya, and just go to town. Still not intense enough, but that's a real cool cheek color. Okay, we're gonna have to amp this up. There we go. So we're finally getting somewhere with this. I'm actually gonna take a little bit of the citrus yellow and pop that onto the Darya side so that it looks more even. Now I'm taking the citrus blush and I'm mixing that into both sides. I'm just gonna take a brush and my Charlotte Tilbury powder and I'm just gonna buff down my T-zone and like the surrounding areas of the blush to kind of make it a little more blended in. Now I'm gonna go in with the Citrus Palette Diamond Powder and I'm just gonna kind of place and press into the cheeks. I'm just gonna real quick, because I have a lot of powder on my face, use my Tatcha Dewy Setting Spray. Out of curiosity, while my skin is still damp, let's go back into the diamond powder. Oh, yes. My final take on the Natasha Denona Diamond and Blush palettes is that every single person needs to buy at least one or at least go try it in Sephora. It is beautifully pigmented, beautiful quality of powders and creams. It is unique, which is the key stand-up point for me. They are unique formulas. Yes, you can create a very similar finish, I'm sure, if you really went out and found the right products with the right tones and the right colors. But for her to deliver consumers a palette where she is like, these colors work beautifully together, these powders layer beautifully on top of the creams layer together really well, and to create something like a diamond powder and to have all of those things in one palette is just such a beautiful concept and product to own. Coming back to the diamond powders real quick, products that are like that, that are super glittery, I love, but the issue with them is that most of them fly everywhere. It's totally personal preference, but for this diamond powder to be pure glitter and to stay where you place it, even when it was layered on top of other powders, is incredible. The citrus palette, of course, if you have medium to much deeper skin tones, that's going to be the ideal palette for you. And then Darya, medium to really light, fair skin tones. But because of the dual glow powders in both the palettes and just the way everything layers on top, these are going to be pretty much universally workable. Although I have so many layers of product on my cheeks right now, it is not emphasizing pores. It is not emphasizing fine lines. I don't own cheek colors that will give me this effect so easily. You can use the cream separately, you can use the powder separately, you can use the highlight separately, you can even use them as eyeshadows. That's kind of what they were created for, was just creativity and versatility. I know that they are expensive, but you get a lot of product in here. Everything is super pigmented and you're just not gonna run out of it anytime soon. No matter what skill level you are, I think it's worth it to get something that is so high quality. That brings me to the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed coming through this learning curve of the Natasha Denona Diamond and Blush palettes with me. Leave a comment down below for me and let me know what you thought about the palettes. And also, if you've tried either one of these, let me know in the comments what you think about them. I'm curious to see whether other people will love these as much as I do. But until my next video, thank you guys as always so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys soon. Bye!